What's up, movie trivia Schmoedown fans? It's me again. I'm back. I'm really nailing these Schmoedown reactions now. All of a sudden, I just watched them and reacted them less than 24 hours after they drop, and yeah, I feel like I'm really keeping up for once. This next one is an inner Geek match between Moose, Haas, and Jacob Wittneben. I have no idea how to say this guy's name. Wittneben. I have no idea. Maybe now that I watched the match, he's gonna tell us all how to pronounce his name, because I don't know. At least he's not as at least with Moose Haas, it's very easy. He's a moose. We all know what a moose is. Yeah, I know what a moose is. Anyways, the moose guy is really highly touted by Gucci himself. Every single person that was recruited into the Finstock Exchange this season, so far, most of them have delivered in a big way. And this guy, Gucci said it himself, he's a 4-division threat. And he even went so far as to call him the best IG player of all time. We'll see if what he said was true. But then again, you know, you just can't go against the Finstock Exchange this season. As you can see, I will also be participating in this IG match. And since it's an IG match, I am planning to hopefully score some big points today. But yeah, let's watch the Moose in his debut against Jacob, with so far the third rookie Jacob this season, with the incredibly hard to pronounce name. So here we go.
Okay. No, that makes sense. Sure.
Mr. Koi.
Wait,
I
anybody?
love this room so much.
In the whole league. Any division. You're sure? You don't have to be rude about it. Yeah. No, I get it. All right. Bye. Guys, here's the deal. Andreko's out. He's actually out. There's no way he can play. But we can pick anybody to play with Snyder.
Anyone.
Anybody. Any division, FCL, somebody off the street. Wow.
Actually, I won't play with Snyder, so forget I said that.
What's wrong? The kid?
The kid.
Well, the reason why I'm heavy breathing like that is I just don't like it. You know, it's just that kind of choice is just too much power for us.
And with great power comes great
Responsibility.
responsibility. Yeah.
Right. I've made a big commitment this year to avoid as much responsibility as possible, specifically great responsibility.
Oh, I want no responsibility whatsoever. No. No. This should be someone that they're comfortable playing with. This should be someone that they know will make a great partner for Jeff and who will put up a championship level match.
Look, that's what they deserve as the current champions. That's what the Stars deserve. That's what we deserve as we're trying to win those belts back and get those points for the faction. It's what the fans want. It's a pay-per-view.
Is it going to be Andreko in the Finstock mask again?
You both know how much I, in particular, wanted this to be the odd couple. I mean, this is a championship level match. That's why I've been training so hard. But who's a championship level player?
Let them choose.
Jinx.
Let them choose. That's great. All right, I'm gonna call Grace back.
Oh, and get their addresses?
That's weird.
Oh, no, I want to send them this soap.
So wholesome.
It's new soap from Salt Cat Soap, our Etsy store. Yeah, these are from our Father's Day gift set. They're inspired by Monty Python and the Holy Grail. This is an elderberry
should just
honey
become a
soap bar
sponsor
and a shrubbery massage bar.
You gotta love bibs, come on. Doesn't even have a nickname, that's great.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen,
that
and
guy
welcome
again.
back to the movie trivia Schmoedown alongside Andrew Guy. I'm Mark Baby Carrots Ellis, and this is an inner geekdom matchup that both of us and the world at large has been highly anticipating. Andrew, got two rookies. Tell me if I sound like a broken record, and these two rookies come with a gigantic set of expectations. It's been a season of rookie performances to astound. Could we have two more here
Especially with
today?
this faction.
Look, man, we're in season 8 of the movie trivia Schmoedown now, okay? You cannot come into this league and not be a force to be reckoned with. That's what FCL's for, right? That's where you can get your feet wet, you can figure stuff out. You got to come into the big show, and you got to put up some big-time numbers. So yes, I mean, honestly, Mark, you do sound a little bit like a broken record, but I think that's okay, which means that the rookies in this league have gotten better and better and better. And you know what I'm going to tell you right now? 100% accuracy is the only thing trivia-wise that will impress me today. I want to see them play the game like vets.
The strategy is what is all important. So when you look at our two rookies here today, Jacob Wittneben and Moose Haas, it's going to be an electric one, not just because of those two players, but the factions that they represent. You have Wittneben with the usual suspects, and you say, okay, well, wait, but isn't Jacob the one who had his buddy Juice hyping him up? And Juice is also the name of an O.J. Simpson puppet that the manager of Moose Haas is known to hang out with. So the math is now already complicating me, and we're not even underway.
That was maybe the worst game of 6 degrees of separation I think anyone could be involved in. But you know what? We're here for it. And yeah, when you talk about the managers here, you have Sam Levine and Gucci, who in their own right are legends of the game with two astronomically different styles of management.
It's going to be a fun one here for sure, as Wittneben and Haas, you don't really know what their strengths are, and so it's tough to prepare for your opponent when they are a rookie, and you're also a rookie, so you're excited to get underneath the white-hot spotlight of the movie Trivia Schmoedown. You practiced for this moment, you dreamt about it, and now it's finally here. I don't even think it's going to be a matter of trying to outwit your opponent. It's just a matter of staying cool, calm, composed, collected, and other words that likely begin with C.
Yeah, you know, Mark, it's been 4 years since you've stepped into the movie trivia ring yourself, but honestly, you hit every single nail on the head right there. Those are all the things that we need these rookies to do today. And again, I'm going to go right back to Gucci and to Sam. I think it's on them to make sure their rookies play the perfect game. We've seen a little bit here and there where there's some miscommunication between rookies and managers, or we've seen maybe rookies getting ahead of themselves. I want to see them pump the brakes, and like you said, they've got to make a name for themselves today by the way they play.
Man, 4 years has flown by. It's been like 4 days since you got on the desk, and you're already doing a better job than me. So I guess I'll just toss to another epic promo as to how we got here from our own Nerd Chronic.
2021 draft list. All right.
Schmoedown, be right there. So this guy sweats Starwood like Kaiser sweats sausage.
But managers, make no mistake, Wittneben is all you've been waiting for.
And when it comes to geeky movie trivia, Jacob Wittneben.
Whoa! Sam Levine, you know what's good, baby! I'm not sure what Hunted Moose has to do with the Schmoedown.
That's the name of my opponent. Now get over here.
Who named that kid Moose?
Now, ever since the draft, I've been waiting around patiently for the great Sam Levine to finally let me out of my cage. Well, today is the day where we all get to find out why Wittneben is all you've been waiting for.
How can you not be excited about a player like Jacob? The fire, the passion, the knowledge, the kick-ass guitar.
Who I'm picking here, the best inner geekdom player in the draft. His name is Mark the Moose Haas.
We should ask Tom Dagnino to tell us more about the Moose. Yeah. I'm not so sure.
Oh, hello, Schmoedown. I'm the Moose. Just like the rest of my teammates, probably never heard of him. All of that's about to change.
And just because the people in the Facebook group don't know them, doesn't mean they're not going to be better than half the league. We took the people that we knew could win for us.
Thanks to the brilliance of Gucci and his holy grail document, the 997-page dossier, I've been plucked from obscurity and brought to the movie trivia Schmoedown for one reason: thump some skulls in movie trivia.
Dossier? Has he ever said that word properly once? Probably not.
I've heard a lot of great things about Gucci's dossier, and so far it's really worked. But I'm pretty sure the Moose only got on because the Barbarian's pet Elvis owes him money from back when they all lived at the zoo.
You've seen the dominance of the tyrant. You've seen the majesty of King Kong. You've seen the holiness of Brother Lomas, the barbarism of the Barbarian, the downtownness of Griffey News, the golden touch of Kim Midas, the command of Gold Leader, the greatness of the Goat Law, JT in his triumphant return, and the power of our tailor-made. I'm not saying that the exchange Save the best for last.
But maybe they did.
But wait till you get a load of me.
Now, speaking directly to Moose, the time for talking is over. It's hunting season.
Squeeze it easy, Gucci.
All right, Andrew, you see that and you say, okay, well, Juice is very high on Jacob. As far as Jacob's manager, Sam Levine, seems pretty excited, but it is Finstock also that has a lot of words and a lot of inspiration is a very loose way of saying how he would pump up Moose Haas. We're looking for big performances that are going to be needed by both managers here to get their kid a win.
I think the most shocking thing here so far today, Mark, is that the guy with the keytar is not on the same faction as Bobby Gucci. It feels like there's a bit of a misstep there in the cosmos.
He's right.
You know what? We've been saying that this whole season, and we started with the draft. By a lot of people had a lot of question marks about the draft from the Finstock Exchange. It's panned out pretty well, especially all the young talent that he seems to have found in some weird farm system that no one else knew about. Could he have another gem on his hands here today with Haas, or is it going to be Sam Levine, the usual suspects, finding a new star in Jacob Wittneben? We are about to find out right now. You good to go, partner?
I'm ready to go. Let's do this thing.
All right, then here comes the voice of Dr. Christian Harloff is here. Christian, at your ready, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown. 3 rounds in the Inner Geekdom division. Introducing first, representing the usual suspects, making his Schmoedown debut, he is Jacob the Wonder Wittneben!
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
Jacob, good to have you here today, my friend. I got to start off hot and quick here with your partner in the juice. What is it like having such a great support system around you? And, you know, you might as well tell us what it's like having Sam as your manager while you're at it.
Oh, there's nothing like it. I got the best support system you could have. And on top of that, I got the sickest guitar concerts on the weekends. It's great.
Yeah, I see a lot of axes there that I would love to watch you shred at some point. We got a nice Revenge of the Jedi poster, which turned into the greatest Star Wars film of all time. So, Jacob, when you first came about the Schmoedown and you said, I want to do that, what was it about the sport, about the game, about one of the charming hosts that made you feel like you had a place in this game?
Honestly, I saw a community that just was willing to accept people for all these different passions that they like, and I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to show off how great I could be knowing about all that stuff, and so got some connections with Juice, and here I am.
Yeah, Andrew and I were talking about Juice. You want to give us any sort of illumination, shed some light on your and Juice's relationship, or how Juice is able to kind of get you primed and squeezed for the match today?
Well, there was a day where I was I really needed some pizza, and I heard that there was this dealer down the street, and figured it out, the guy from Pizza USA, and then figured out he played some guitar, and we hooked up, jammed out a bit, and he told me about the movie trivia Schmoedown, and then I got drafted by Sam. So, yeah.
All right.
Mark, I've never heard of a pizza dealer, but if that's a way to meet your friends, then I'm all for it. Jacob, thank you so much. We're very, very excited to see what you have to bring to the show today, my friend.
And his opponent, representing the Finstock Exchange, making his Schmoedown debut, this is Moose Haas!
There is Moose Haas, and he's got his Finstock Exchange mug. He's decked out in some Ghostbusters, and you look pretty relaxed there, Moose. What has it been like working with the very mysterious Tom Dagnino, Bobby Gucci? I don't even know what you call him, much less how your relationship is going thus far. Can you let us in on that?
Well, to me, he's boss.
Haas, 955-659-5.
He gives directions.
Did he just give his entire phone number and his Twitter handle?
And you know what? It's been great. Coming into the league, I am a completely unknown entity, right? And I'll probably remain that way for a very long time. And so coming into this, this isn't my realm. This isn't my world. And having a guy like Gucci as a boss and a mentor, he just orchestrates and he makes you feel comfortable coming into these
Gucci
situations.
A mentor.
And, quite on top of it, Jesus.
Moose, it's okay. It's all right. I'm actually going to hop in here because I have a question for you. We heard Ellis kind of talk about it in the intro, saying that the biggest competition I think you're going to have today is against yourself. You're an unknown. Your opponent is also an unknown. So what's the goal for you today? What is the biggest thing that you want to walk away from this match other than obviously the win? We all know that you want to win.
Correct answers. That's what it comes down to. Yeah, I got to get comfortable in this realm. I got, look, you get the first one under the belt and just keep moving forward with it.
All right, I hesitate to say this, but both of these competitors look pretty well coached thus far, Andrew. But now let's put them underneath the white-hot spotlight of the movie Trivia Schmoedown. We will welcome back Wittneben. And the competitors meet for the very first time, and now they get their very first rule reading. And it just happens to be about rule and round number 1. Here we go. 10 questions in 10 different corners of inner geekdom know-how. Each question's worth 1 point. There is no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing. At least there is not in round number 1. As soon as Andrew and myself ask you the question, you have 15 seconds to get that correct answer from way back in the dark recesses of your mind onto whatever writing surface you prefer. Once we ask you by name or nickname, please show what you wrote to your camera. At the same time, you verbalize your attempt into the microphone. Remind each competitor of your 3 usages of the JTE rule throughout the duration of the match. He's kicking around the Shire somewhere. He's so adorable. He doesn't have any shoes. JTE, if you need to use another 15 seconds to get that correct answer, want to buy yourself more time for either practical or dramatic purposes, use a JTE rule. You also each have 1 challenge you may utilize at any point throughout the 3-round match. If you think an answer to something's fishy, you don't like the way something was ruled, use a challenge. We'll bring in managers. You may delineate to your heart's content. Andrew and I will hear our arguments, and then we will ultimately make a ruling if said challenge is ratified. All right, so seemed pretty clear to me anyway, but I've done this a million times. So let's go to Jacob Wittneben. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready. Let's get it.
And his opponent, Moose Haas. Are you prepared for Schmoedown combat?
Let's do this.
Hit the music, Andrew.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown!
All right, gentlemen, your first question in Inner Geekdom. This is 3 rounds. Your very first question, round number 1, comes in the category of DC films. What 2011 DC film features performances from Mark Strong, Tamahara Morrison, and Blake Lively?
Tamura Morrison, but very, very close, and we got some tough names to pronounce here. I'm not judging you.
I know that you made me go first on purpose.
You did.
Oh!
4. It's an old veteran's trick. 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Haas. What do you have?
Green Lantern.
Green Lantern is correct, and Moose gets his very first movie trivia Schmoedown points. Does Jacob?
Green Lantern.
I mean, I watched the movie recently.
And running.
Recently.
Both competitors have their respective sources of light in the background.
Is.
And we go to your next question. And that's in the category of, what's this? Star Wars. Never heard of it, but here we go. For 1 point, in what film will you hear C-3PO say the line, "I am mechanically incapable of speaking translations from Sith. I believe the rule was passed by the Senate of the Old Republic"?
Now, I know that we were talking about it a little bit behind the scenes, but is that a cat drinking a bottle of booze? Or is it a squirrel or a dog?
It is a bulldog.
Wow, answering 2 questions in 15 seconds is Moose Haas.
3.
I need to learn how to spell.
1, yeah. Let's see if you got the one for points here right after we go to Jacob. Jacob, did you have it?
The Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker.
is the correct answer. And does Haas?
Rise of Skywalker.
Nailed it, and they do not look scared, Andrew.
No, I mean, incredibly confident in their pre-games. And as you said, you know, they get that first question out of the way. We're on a roll. Question number 3, gentlemen, in the category of X-Men.
X-Men.
Who plays the role of Beast in X-Men The Last Stand?
It is just so nice to have an announcing partner who knows how to pronounce that X word.
Yeah, well, I messed it up on my very first question today, and I even Googled how to pronounce it.
4, 3. That's probably you thought too much, too.
Repeat the question. Our first repeat here for Wittneben. In the category of X-Men,
X-Men.
Who plays the role of Beast in X-Men The Last Stand?
Interesting. So X-Men is its own category. I like it.
All right.
This movie gets a lot of hate, Mark.
Thinking their way through
Probably
it.
deservedly
I mean,
so.
I saw it when I was really hungover, but I liked it in the theater at the time. 5.
That's the power of
4,
hangovers, I guess.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, going to Moose first. Did he have it?
Kelsey Grammer.
Fraser Crane is correct. Does Jacob?
I guess Nicholas Holt.
Ah,
Good guess.
That's the reboot version.
he's played Beast before, just not in that particular iteration. So we move on to the next category, which is graphic novels. Don't worry, we read them for you and made movies out of them. It's about the movies based on graphic novels. For 1 point, who plays Ava Lord, the woman of Dwight's dreams and nightmares that he forsakes his battle with his inner demons to help in Sin City, A Dame to Kill For?
If you were named Ava Lord, Mark, could you be a good person, or would you have to be bad?
I think you got to have a dark side. That's just the way Ava Lords go.
In the military.
5,
Middle
4,
of war.
3,
That's my
2,
excuse. I didn't see it.
1. Pens down. Let's see what Jacob has.
I guess Jessica Alba.
It is incorrect
That's
for
what
a
I was
2-point
gonna
lead.
guess.
Moose.
I'm glad I didn't.
Ava is played by Ava Green.
That is correct, and all of a sudden it is a 2-point gash opened up by Haas as we
as soon as I
proceed to
heard
the halfway
Ava,
point of
I was
round number
gonna
1.
guess Ava.
Yeah, only halfway, so obviously there are
Figured it
10
would be
questions
too
in
easy.
round 1, but those 2 points definitely matter early. Here we go, gentlemen. In the category of Batman, your 5th question.
Batman.
In what Batman film will you hear Alfred say, "Broken wings mend in time. One day Robin will fly again. I promise."
Where do you stand on the whole Robin thing? Do you see a valuable crime fighter or just a hanger-on? What do you think?
I feel like as I've gotten older, my opinion of Robin has gone down.
3, 2. Thought you were going the other way with that. 1.
Nope.
Pens down. Let's go to Moose first to maintain his perfect round 1.
Is it
Batman
Batman, and
Forever.
Robin?
Nailed it. Does Jacob have it?
Put Batman vs Superman.
Batman versus Superman.
Incorrect.
I
5 to
was
2,
gonna guess
and
Batman
Wittneben needs a
Forever,
correct answer here to
but
stay
I
in the
don't know,
ball
it
game
felt like
early as we move to
would've been too
the
early for that.
wizarding world of that boy who casts
Expelliarmus.
spells. And your question, for 1 point, what is the first film in the Harry Potter franchise to feature Helena Bonham Carter as the villainess Bellatrix Lestrange? And if you thought Ava Lords had a dark side,
Yeah. Bellatrix Lestrange is... That's tough.
you're getting to Bunny Ranch territory. 5.
My least
4,
favorite of the Harry
3,
Potter movies, by the
2.
way.
Repeat
1.
the question.
All right, got it in just in time. Category's the Wizarding World. The question, what is the first film in the Harry Potter franchise to feature Helena Bonham Carter as the villainous Bellatrix Lestrange?
Had to check my own spelling on that. Crap.
I like that
Yeah, it's
the
a very
JT
hard
from both competitors
word
here early.
to
Yeah,
write.
it's the first time that
I'll admit.
the irony of a JT rule being used for spelling. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Nice.
1.
I like it.
Going first to Jacob. Do you have it?
Order of the Phoenix.
Order of the
Which
Phoenix
is
gets him
spelled
back on the correct
Phoenix
answering
for some
train.
reason.
That's another point for Jacob. Does Haas have it?
Order of the Phoenix. Pretty sure
Got
I
it. And
spelled
boom,
Phoenix wrong.
look at the spelling.
Look at that. 6-2-3 right now, but that was a big get there for Wittneben. Your 7th question, gentlemen, is in the category of Star Trek. In what film in the Kelvin timeline will you hear Spock say, "When you've lived as many lives as he, fear of death is illogical"?
you know, you look at these two rookies and it's their first Schmoedown. Do you remember your first Schmoedown, Andrew? Who you competed against?
I do. I remember it very well. It was just recently. It was just with the Night Sisters.
5, 4. It wasn't that recently. 3, 2,
Yeah, it was recently
1.
for him.
Pens down. We'll talk about that later. Let's go to Moose. Did you have it?
Star Trek Beyond.
Star Trek Beyond does Wittneben.
Into Darkness.
He didn't get it, so now it is a 4-point lead. 7-3. Moose over Jacob as we careen into a category with 4 letters. TMNT. What does it stand for? Those teenagers who are mutants, ninjas, and get this, turtles. For a point, your question. Who plays the role of Baxter Stockman, a mad scientist and former worker at Sachs Industries who allies with Shredder in the latter's aims to take over New York City in the film Out of the Shadows?
I think.
All right, so if you're at a party, Ava Ward's available, Bellatrix Lestrange, and Baxter Stockman. Who are you hanging out with? 5.
Definitely Baxter
I'm kind of
Stockman.
regretting not
3.
watching that movie now.
1. Pens down. Let's go
I'll
to
get
you, Moose. Excuse me, Jacob. Did you have it? Jacob first.
I guessed the name Bones. I didn't have it.
Didn't have it. Does Moose?
You bet your ass I'm hanging out with Baxter Stockman. Tyler Perry.
Really?
He's got some money to kick around there. So it is currently 8-3. And more importantly for Moose here, Andrew, 2 questions away from a perfect round 1 that would net him a bonus question. Not there quite yet.
Yeah, perfect round 1 so far. He's got to hit 2 more, though. And his 9th question for both you gentlemen comes in the category of heroes and villains.
Heroes and
Who
villains.
plays the role of Mad Mardigan, a boastful, immured mercenary swordsman who helps Willow on his quest in Willow?
Willow is in this division now.
You ever catch this one?
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, come on. Everyone loves Willow.
They got a series coming out now or some sort of
yeah.
reboot, right?
I guess it would
I don't keep up with the trades.
I feel like it can't be good.
4,
Huh.
3.
There's no way.
Guess I need to add that movie to the list.
1. The optimism you'll only find from Andrew Guy. Let's go to Moose. Did you have this?
Val Kilmer.
The great star of Top Secret is correct. And Jacob.
Val Kilmer.
He got Val Kilmer that time, and that's going to keep him in the ball game. It is 9-4. But now we get to your last category in round number 1. For the field of competition, the question comes from mixed bag, so really it could be anything. I have no idea. I'm going to make it up right now. For 1 point, what 2013 swashbuckling adventure film features supporting performances by James Badge Dale, Tom Wilkinson, and William Fichtner?
2013.
No, Mark, this is another perfect round opportunity for another rookie here in Season 8. It seems like it's happening every single time we see rookies come to the stage.
See if you can cash it in 5,
I was in
4,
the military, so let's
3,
see.
2, 1.
What
Pens
was
down there,
the
Jacob. Pens down. Thank you. And let's go to you first. See if you got it.
Oh, I didn't get it fully out. I put Pirates of the Caribbean, Stranger, but I tried to guess Stranger Tides.
It's unfortunately
That was
incorrect.
2011.
Does Moose have it for the perfect round?
Of course I do. It's the Lone Ranger.
Yeah, the Lone Ranger.
He does.
Oh,
And that
I watched
is
that movie, but it was
perfection
so long ago.
personified in round
hate
number
it,
1
though,
for
but,
Moose Haas. It's a 10-4 lead right now. He has
watched
over his
that movie
opponent,
again.
Jacob Wittneben. But Andrew,
Shmoedown
right now,
purposes,
from
obviously.
your lips to his ears, Moose, you don't have to write this down because the question is only to you. Andrew's going to ask you a bonus question for 1 point.
Moose, your bonus question. What 1990s superhero film features the tagline, "An ordinary man forced to become an extraordinary hero"? Are you an
Darkman?
extraordinary guy or an extraordinary
I'm guessing
guy?
Darkman.
I think ordinary is a pretty good description for
It's
me.
either Darkman or Spawn, but I think it's Darkman.
In all walks of life.
3, 2.
Is it the
1.
Spirit?
That is incorrect. We were looking for The Rocketeer, but still 10-4. 10-4 mark coming out of round number 1. And I think the most important thing here is that we're only through 1 round. There is still a lot more Schmoedown to be played.
And that wheel round is all important, and there's an even bigger premium on what you spend when you are a rookie. And so it's 10-4. It's a commanding lead for Haas, but it must be nice for Wittneben just to see that Haas can indeed miss a question occasionally. So we go into round number 2. The rules of round number 2 are as follows. Gentlemen, as we intimated, it is the wheel round, the wheel of fate, doom, and ultimately justice will be served as you each get a spin at that wheel. Once you settle on a category, 5 questions will emerge from that particular realm. Each question's worth 2 points. There's no penalty for missing a question, and there is no stealing. I'm kidding. Of course there's stealing. It's round number 2. It's the wheel round. You miss a question, your opponent can steal it. If you're not sure of the answer, you can ask us for multiple choice. We're nice fellas. We'll give you 4 options, one of which we're told is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question does go down to 1. That's all preamble. Rules are done, and now we have a simple question to ask. Moose, would you like to spin that wheel first or defer to your opponent?
Let's keep this train rolling. I'll go first.
60 seconds, Tom.
Told you.
Hey, boss.
Fantastic. Well done. The questions weren't even said, and you had the answers already. That's the mark of a genius. Playing really well here. You used one GT rule, perfectly done. Amazing. Now look, I just got off of 18 holes of golf. I'm a scratch golfer. You're a scratch here in IG. Let's do this. Spin it.
Tom, you did not shoot 72.
It's close.
I like the chain, Tom.
Oh, thanks. I got this. I was in Jamaica.
Today?
No. A couple of weeks ago.
Fascinating backstory as always. None of it accurate. And round and round it goes, and it is settled on Spider-Man.
I think we saw a couple of weeks ago what happened with this, and we didn't really like it. I think you agree here.
Yeah, I wrote the study docs on Spider-Man, but you know what? I agree. It's been a tricky SOB, so let's spin that thing again.
Wow. All right. Opting to spin again are Gucci and Haas. Away from the web slinger there, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, Spider-Man, apparently the most beloved hero on Earth. And,
No!
Now we switch to opponent's choice. This could be big for Wittneben, so we're going to drop out Haas and Dagnino.
Well, should have taken Spider-Man.
All right, so an unorthodox way to meet your manager on camera for the first time, but here we are. You gentlemen have 60 seconds to determine which category you want to give Moose Haas.
I think I'm reformed, Mark. Anyway, Jacob, this is very exciting. I know what I'm thinking, but what are you thinking, friend?
Part of me thinks he just told us what to pick. But I'm not sure. I don't know what you're thinking.
Okay, fair enough. I know that you've got a definitive strength, but you know what? I like where your head's at. Let's do a good defense instead of a good offense right now. Let's give him Spider-Man. You want to do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Spider-Man for them. Final answer.
Here is Moose Haas. And so, Moose, you're going to be fielding questions about Spider-Man from Andrew Guy, 5 in total, each one worth 2 points unless you need multiple choice. Andrew, whenever you feel comfy.
So we spin away from Spider-Man. We land there once again. Your first question, Moose, in the universe of Spider-Man. Who plays Harry Osborn in The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Dane DeHaan.
Dane DeHaan.
Wastes no time and gets 2 quick points there, Mark.
Unlike the movie.
Your second question, Moose. In which film does Peter Parker say, sometimes, to do what's right, we must be steady and give up the things we desire the most, even our dreams?
It sounds like Spider-Man 2. But
Spider-Man 2.
Took his time, and he got there. Spider-Man 2 is correct for 2 more points. Already got 4 on the board for a 10-point lead now. We are at 14-4. Navigating his way through opponents is Moose Haas. Who plays Felicia Hardy in The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Felicity Jones. Jane Erso herself.
Felicity Jones.
Give him 2 more points.
She
Mark
also
Felicity
played the
Jones
Unicorn
is correct. He has
in
not
that
checked
one
the multiple
episode of
choice
Doctor Who
once on opponents.
Agatha Christie. Just wanted
Here
to
we
point
go.
that out.
Your penultimate
And Andrew
question.
Garfield was in another episode
I
of
love it,
Doctor
man.
Who.
Yes.
With the dogs.
All right, here we go. Sorry. That's the thing between him and I. Moose, in the category of Spider-Man. To date, how many times has J.K. Simmons played the role of J. Jonah Jameson on the big screen?
4 times.
4 times.
This guy is a machine. Give him 2 more points. That is correct. I don't think he's taken more than 6 or 7 seconds on each one of these questions.
I'm starting to think they passed on Spider-Man 2.
Andrew, if I can point out, he's spun away from this category.
They land
Proceed.
on opponent's
Yeah,
choice.
it's crazy, man.
It was a
So
diversionary
last question,
tactic.
Moose. In the category of Spider-Man, which Spider-Man villain says the line, "I'm not a bad person, just had bad luck"?
It's the Sandman.
Sandman, yeah. Thomas Hayden Church.
He may have missed his bonus
That's the
question
Sandman.
mark, but he has been perfect otherwise in rounds 1 and 2 with an opponent's choice.
It is 20-4 currently. Moose Haas enjoying a sizable lead, and now it is exit light and enter night for Jacob Wittneben, because Wittneben has some work cut out for him. He still has his round number 2 wheel spin, and right now he's going to get to talk to his manager for 60 seconds.
All right.
went
First
perfect
off,
in that
Andrew
round.
Guy,
Nope.
great to see you again, man. I love seeing you
no
behind the
multiple
desk.
choice.
You good?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's nice to meet you, man. I'm a big fan, honestly. I really feel like it's crazy that you're in the league.
Sam, I'll fill you in later. Just
Okay, weird. Anyway, Jacob, dude, we got to shake that off. Okay, look, there's a lot about luck in the Schmoedown, as we well know. You think you're weak in a category, and you spin away from it, but then you get to it, and it turns out
Hey,
it's all
I landed on a
pretty
category I
easy, at
love,
least to him,
and-
questions. So
Well,
there's
I guess
no
we'll-
telling
I
what
guess
you're
we'll
going to
see what
get.
happens
There's
when-
no
when
telling
my
how you
match
feel
comes
about a
out.
category, if that's actually
Hopefully
going to
this week, maybe
relate
next
to
week.
what the questions you have to field
whatever.
is. So shake all that off. Right now, it's just about your wheel spin, your headspace. You got 2 JTEs left, so we're going to use them if we need them. We're going to go
gotta learn to
multiple
stop
if we need it.
dropping
And right now, it's
spoilers
just about hearing the questions, making sure we hear them
during
right, and then
Schmoedown
giving our
reaction
best guess at
video.
an answer. You
I
feel
really
good?
gotta learn to stop doing
Good.
that.
All right, let's do this then.
Especially while my matches haven't come out
round and
yet.
round it goes, and Wittneben, even in a pretty tough hole here, it seems to have a good attitude about him. He seems ready to go for round number 2. We'll see what he spins.
Well,
All right,
that's
sweet. We got all 6 answers ready to go. You going to do this thing?
Unfortunately,
just
we have
won
to spin
Spider-Man.
again. Can't already.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Seems fair.
Yeah. Seems like a little bit of a disadvantage if you
I
already
know he
the
knew
answers.
those, so I feel like... All right.
I'd love to take your word for it, Sam, but
Star Wars.
Star Wars. How do we feel about that? Usual suspects. 60 seconds to talk it over. If you don't like it, you can have a mulligan.
I don't think we need the full 60 seconds,
mulligan.
but I'd like to take them anyway, just to call my dad, tell him I'm about to win the $1 million. Richard Nixon was on Laugh-In. I'm getting ahead of ourselves. I don't want to ruin the moment here. Jacob, you know how I feel about this. I know how you feel about this. Let's show the fans watching at home what a Star Wars Trivia Master looks like. We'll stake with it.
Let's do it.
All right, and Andrew, this is one of the fun parts about announcing and particularly competing in a match where you have 2 unknown quantities. If you could spin something that gets that smile on your face, maybe it's right in your wheelhouse. We'll see if that is the case with Jacob Wittneben and Star Wars. 5 questions, Jacob. Each one worth 2 points unless you need multiple choice, starting now. In a galaxy far, far away, lock onto him R2 are the opening words in what Star Wars film?
Revenge of the Sith.
Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
He even told me the episode number. Revenge of the Sith is correct for 2 points. Wittneben is back on the answering train. And his second question, in Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, Mace Windu is told by a clone trooper that he has how many special commando units awaiting his order?
Multiple choice.
All right, your options for 1 point. Is it A, 3, B, 4, C, 6, or D, 5?
5 sounds like a symmetrical number, so I'll go with 5.
Is it 3?
That is incorrect. So for a 1 point steal, I'm going to repeat the question and the multiple choice options for Moose. In Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, Mace Windu is told by a clone trooper that he has how many special commando units awaiting his order? Is it A, 3, B, 4, C6, or D5?
Is it D5?
It is, and that is a gigantic steal. So Jacob got 2. Moose gets 1 right back. It's 21-6. It is a 15-point ball game. 3 questions left, and Andrew, now we get to that territory where Jacob's got to answer these to avoid a knockout. Here we go. Your third question, Jacob. In A New Hope, Luke screams, "Where could he be?" when he was trying to reach which character with his comlink on the Death Star?
C-3PO.
That is correct for 2 gigantic points. It's now a 13-point ball game. 2 questions remain. Your penultimate Star Wars question in round number 2. Which character in The Last Jedi says the following words? "I'm sure you are. The Resistance is dead. The war is over."
Kylo Ren.
Another big answer there for 2 more points. And so here's where we stand now. It's an 11-point lead for Haas. And so in order to avoid a knockout and force round number 3, Jacob Wittneben is going to have to hit a Star Wars question, at least with multiple choice. If he gets to 2 points, great. He only trails by 9. He needs to get at least 1 point and avoid a miss and or a steal. Here we go.
Not even a steal, just a miss.
Jacob, in The Phantom Menace, how many Republic datteries does Qui-Gon have to pay for the new hyperdrive?
I knew this question was going to come up eventually. Doesn't sound like I wanted 2 questions, though, but...
Multiple choice.
All right, your options. Is it A, 20,000, B, 10,000, C, 30,000, or D, 15,000?
20,000? I don't know why that number just jumps out at me. 20,000.
5, 4, 3.
Is it 20,000?
We're going to round 3. That is correct.
Oh, man.
And Wittneben avoids the knockout. Barely so. He still has a mountain to climb, but he makes it to round number 3, avoids the knockout. It's a 10-point ball game, Andrew.
I love that he checked the multiple choice on that last one. You want to hit the panic button. It is your category. He decides to wait, recognizes the situation, checks the multiple, and we're going to round number 3, where absolutely anything can happen with the 5-pointer.
You know, I wanted
As we've seen before, especially in the categories working within Inner Geekdom. For round number 3, and the rules we go to the guy talking right now. Each competitor is going to give us a series of numbers. We need 3 numbers from each of you. These numbers may range from 1 to 16. You may not select the same numbers as your opponent. Now, why is that, Mark? Why are you being so mean? Well, it's because each number corresponds to a different category of unique Inner Geekdom know-how. Your first question is worth 2 points. Your next one is worth 3 points. Your final question is worth 5 big points. And so although it is Wittneben is going to have to answer all 3 of his questions first to avoid a TKO, we go to Haas for his lucky 3 numbers. Moose, from 1 to 16. What feels fortunate?
Is he going to need to answer those questions,
5, 3, 14.
All right, 5, 3, 14 it is. And any 3 integers that are not those between 1 and 16, what feels destined, Jacob?
4, 8, and 12.
4, 8, and 12 it is. So Andrew Guy is going to be administering your questions, Jacob, and then I will be handling duties for Haas should we reach that point. But right now, we are going to welcome back in the managers. First up, Moose Haas gets 60 seconds to speak. What a joy with Tom Dagnino.
You know what, funny man? It is a joy, okay?
Funny man.
It definitely is. Look, fantastic stuff here, man. Look, 10-point lead going in here. He was almost finished. He pulled that out of somewhere. I don't want to say where, but he pulled it out of it. Look,
Thank
2
you.
DT rules if you even have to answer questions here. If not, let's, like I said, hang a -1 on these guys again and call it a day.
-1.
Let's see what this guy can do. Great numbers, by the way, as well.
Thanks.
Yes.
All right, drop out, Tom. And now Sam has 60 seconds.
Dude, that was a crazy
It was
round
a
2.
nice save. I will say that.
I
It's
mean,
a nice save.
I already told you. You thought about it. You went to multiple. You didn't rush yourself. You took your time. You got there. Now, look, yes, we're in a hole going into the final round. But here's the thing, okay? The Finstock Exchange, they are like the Tchaikovskys of the Schmoedown world. They don't know how to close. They don't know how to finish. Okay, that one's from a
Because
music
they never
nerds out
answer
there.
around 3
Both of you.
questions.
So,
You just
here's the
shot
thing, man.
yourself in
You
the
have
foot with
one
that
job
insult.
to do right now. Utilize your JTEs if you need them. You still
By
got
the
the
way,
2 left.
I'm on 13,
And
just in case
just
anyone was wondering.
give some answers. If they're the right answers, great. If not,
technically speaking,
that's okay too.
I'm
I just
outscoring
need you
Jacob
to dig as deep as you can get
without even getting
and be the
2
Jacob that I
pointers.
drafted.
Then again,
That's
I
all I'm
answered
going to
more
ask of you, man.
more
Dig deep,
questions than
pull
he,
what
so
you got,
doesn't
and
really
whatever happens, happens. I'm proud of you either way.
You got it.
All right, let's do this then.
All right, Jacob, you are going to be going first. You have to hit all 3 of your questions to avoid the TKO. And my friend, you selected the numbers 4, 8, and 12. We'll be going to 4 first, which coincides to the category of animated. For your 2-point question in the category of animated, Mr. Wittneben, who voices Dick Grayson in the Lego Batman movie?
Michael Cera.
Five,
4,
3, 2.
Repeat the question.
Second one.
I can do that. In the category of animated for 2 points, who voices Dick Grayson in the Lego Batman movie?
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
That's his last JTE rule.
Your last repeat?
Might need those repeats for
In the
the
category of
later
animated
questions,
for 2
but
points,
won't even
who
matter if
voices
you won't answer
Dick
this one.
Grayson in the Lego Batman movie?
Five, 4, 3.
Is it Tom Holland?
And your winner by way of technical knockout, Moose Haas!
Michael Cera was the answer,
told
and now
you!
you see the celebratory, but not perhaps a wholly unexpected victory for Gucci
Another
and
TKO for
his
the
newest
exchange.
experiment, which
Who
paid
could've
off
seen that
brilliantly
coming?
in the form of Moose Haas. So
Right.
we are going to have an interview with both the winning and the losing squad here in just a second with our own Steph Sabra. In the meantime, we'll let the gentlemen celebrate.
Boom.
And Andrew, what we just witnessed today was fight, was toughness, was grit, but most of all, in the case of Moose Haas, an expert level inner geekdom match played.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the top of the show, I said the only thing that would impress me trivia-wise was 100%. And if you don't count that bonus, I mean, he basically got there. I think he got a steal along the way. He played the game perfectly. They went chasing slices in round number 2 on that wheel, but you understand why they spin away from it. They land on Spider-Man anyway, and they just a perfect game, top to bottom. I mean, yes, Gucci's insane. Yes, he drafted a bunch of rookies, man. But as of right now, it really does seem pretty brilliant. And Moose Haas, not to be confused with the pitcher from the Brewers, is exceptional at movie trivia.
You know, it's so funny because Dagnino would be the one manager that you would say, well, maybe that is his strategy, is to have his players spin the category he's great at, spin away from it to throw the opponent off the scent, spin opponent's choice, and then they'll give you Spider-Man, and then you just look like a great player. I don't know that all of that went into their pre-game meal, but I do know this. Moose Haas, like you said, impressed Andrew Guy, which he hit pretty much every question he was asked, but I was also impressed by the toughness showed by both him and his playing opponent, because, I mean, being down in a hole that large where you haven't even spun round number 2 and you also feel like you have to, oh God, I just got to answer questions to avoid a knockout. The kid played his way well and used his head as well as his heart in that Star Wars round 2.
And yes, those are 2 of the most crucial parts of it, are his head and his heart, right? We saw the level-headedness in round number 2, but the heart to stay in the game after missing 3 in a row in round 1 when your opponent is staying perfect, it's really tough, man. And it gets exponentially harder every single time he gets another question right and you get one more wrong. So the fact that he was able to come back in round 2 the way that he did, push this to round 3, I think is a really, it's a testament to the heart that he has. Like you just said, that's a really difficult thing to do. And a lot of lesser players would have given up along the way.
Well, someone who always has 100% accuracy is our own Steph Sabra, and we now turn it over to her for an interview with Moose Haas, your winner, as well as his manager, Some Guy. Steph, best of luck.
Moose and Gucci, otherwise known as Some Guy, congratulations. What an epic win. Tom, another rookie win, another TKO. What's the secret, man?
You know, they might as well call us the TKO exchange, because that's what keeps happening.
Exchange.
We just, like I said, keep hanging -1s on everybody. Soon, some people are going to have negative points as a whole this year. Look, it's the dossier. There's no question about it. I said it.
The dossier.
I reiterated it the whole draft that this is what was happening. I was giving people a formula, but they don't listen.
He has over
people look at me as the boy who cried wolf.
I mean, he gave him
That's just stupid. And it's being proven day in and day out by these rookie competitors. They are fantastic. Look at this guy. Perfect through the first round. The bonus question, who cares? We don't care about that. Next thing you know, boom. Maybe we did do that, Mark. Maybe we did push a Spider-Man so we could push back on it. That was another mistake by them. Look, we're crushing factions one at a time. And, you know, Sam's got another, IG character in his stable that, we'll see if how he does against Haas. That's what we want.
Maybe they'll start listening, Gucci, because I do think you have the secret. But Moose, I gotta say, I absolutely love the energy you're bringing. You did it in your audition tape. You did it today. You just said that you are here to answer questions correctly. And that's exactly what you did in tenfold. How are you feeling?
It's a good day. It was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Great day.
It was excellent.
I love that. Even simplicity in the answer after an epic win. But Gucci, you brought up round 2. I want to talk about round 2 when the opponent's choice came and then Moose swept that round. That was sick to watch.
Well, look, there is no weaknesses. He doesn't have weaknesses. So it was just like, we just didn't, let's spin off that and see what else we land on. Maybe something a little better. But there was no doubt in our mind, once we went up the points in the first round, it was just cruise control. And that's what we've been doing to opponents lately. Getting on them real quick, hitting the gas, airing them out, and then going in cruise control and settling down and playing the way we know we're capable of playing. And that's been happening consistently. And people, I think, are starting to jump on it and starting to realize what is really happening here, which is unprecedented and just complete brilliance on everybody in our faction's part. That's just the facts. Diamond Hand laser all day long.
Gucci, we've had such exciting matches this season, but I want to know, who do you want to take on next, Moose?
Amaru, come out to play.
Ooh, I love that. A little spice with the champagne bottles. You got it popping already, and you should be popping champagne.
It's funny how little bottles actually fit on my finger, so I had to buy these. This is like my 3rd attempt to find a bottle that fits these.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, I hope you're drinking that champagne tonight and celebrating this awesome match. Gucci, Moose, great to see y'all, and I'll see you next time.
Yep. Diamond Hands, laser eyes, all day long. -1s, hanging -1.
-1.
Diamond Hands and laser eyes, Mark. What?
Look, this is the thing. The guy already knows everything about Inner Geekdom, and now he's rubbing in my face because one time I got my finger stuck in a Snapple bottle. I have fat fingers, is the point of that diatribe. But now we look at who he might be playing next, which is Amaru Moses. What do you think about that match? I mean, these are all of a sudden 2 of the hottest rookies on the Inner Geekdom block.
I want to see which one of them can really come into that next match with the confidence that we saw in their first matches, right? It's easy to go perfect, right? Well, it's not easy, but it's at least easy mentally to go perfect. You never have that big moment of adversity, or you never have that really rough round, right? I want to see how either of these guys bounce back when maybe their opponent goes perfect in round 1, or maybe they actually hit opponents on a category that they don't want. That's what I want to see, because as we know, to get to the top, whether you're Smets or Mike or Mara or Rachel or blah, 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 you have to learn how to play through the best.
Notice
in the
which
world.
name he didn't say.
It's a learning lesson that the finest champions of the Schmoedown have had to learn, and every one of them the hard way, is that when the chips are down, that's when you have to be at your best. And I think we saw just a little bit of that toughness, that heart from Jacob Wittneben today. He ended up on the losing end, but I think he's got a lot to pull from on this match to inspire him for the next one. And now for an interview with Jacob and Sam Levine, his usual suspects manager, we go back to Steph Sabra.
Jacob and Sam, good to see you both. It was a hard match today, but it was really exciting to see a rookie match that was this good, and you had a lot of fight, Jacob. How are you feeling after this?
Obviously I wish the outcome was a little bit different, and I think the lack of a keytar behind me really made me lose some inspiration. But bottom line is today, it was, to be honest, this is me dipping my toes into the Schmoedown for the first time. And you know what? I think I learned today, it's never over until the second bell rings. So.
Heck yes, definitely. And it's definitely not over for you. I'm excited to see your next match. But Sam, let's talk about round 2. In hindsight, Spider-Man, do you think that was the right choice, or do you think that maybe you could have gone another way?
I mean, look, the fact of the matter is these are 2 rookies, so there's no tape to really extensively look over so that we could determine strengths, weaknesses, that sort of thing. And Tom can live in the revisionist history that he wants to, but he literally said, well, we knew what happened to this last time, so let's spin away. So obviously they studied it, and he did not do well. So basing on that and the fact that they did actually spin away, that wasn't just conjecture, that meant it was probably the best thing for us to do, was give him the thing that he didn't feel confident in. And like I said, sometimes you get very lucky, and the questions that do get asked are in your limited scope of knowledge on a subject, and it looks like that's what happened for them. And that's the luck of the Schmoedown. Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. And I mean, look, I know that this is not anyone's ideal first match, but there have been so many players, great players in the history of the Schmoedown who have had matches they'd love to forget. I certainly had one with the great Brad Rutter playing a teams match where we got KO'd.
Yeah.
I think the great Dan Merle's got a match against someone who may very well be on this stream that he probably wishes to forget. So it doesn't matter whether that's your very first match or whether that's 10 matches in. We've all got matches that did not represent the players that we are, and I know Jacob feels that way about today's match, and I feel that way about today's match. So it's all about getting that next match under his belt, getting his feet wet. Like he said, that's what today was. I know he's got a lot more in him than just this match.
Definitely, and there was so much good takeaway, including just the rapport between you two. I feel like, Sam, you knew exactly what to say to Jacob. Jacob, you had an incredible attitude even going into round 2, being able to pick yourself up and getting into that round 2, into that round 3. But I'm curious your opinion on Moose, a fellow rookie in this league, after this match today.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt, he definitely belongs in this league, and I thought he was actually a lot of fun to play with today. I am a little nervous for him calling out Amaru the way he has, personally, knowing Amaru personally, but hey, it was still fun playing with him. He did a great job.
Definitely. It was an absolutely fun match, and that was a fun call out that we saw at the end there, Sam.
It was, but I don't think he knows the Warriors very well. The guy who does the clinky thing, he gets stabbed. So choose your characters a little better.
Yeah, Sam, I was going to ask you that. Gucci seems to have you on his radar, calling you out constantly, but now we do see Moose calling out Moses. What do you think? You don't think that was a good idea?
No, I don't think that was a good idea. Amaru is going to eat him up for breakfast, but if that's what he wants, then hey, I don't have to pay for a meal, and my guy eats, so...
Well, Jacob, I'm really excited to see you in your next match. Sam, it's always a pleasure seeing you. Andrew, Mark, back to you.
Andrew, they may have taken the L, but they seemed in pretty good spirits and like they're ready for their next match. I mean, I feel like we could throw another match at Jacob right now, and he'd say, all right, go, spin the wheel.
Yeah, I mean, what's crazy about this is that a lot of times competitors will feel very defeated after a performance like that. I mean, obviously, it was a rough outing for Wittneben, but I like the spirits. I like that he's ready to come back. I like that Sam is ready to put him back in the ring. But, speaking of Sam, it sounds like we have Amaru Moses going up against Moose Haas here in the IG, which is going to be nothing short of a barn burner.
Yeah, and we know that Amaru is going to have a great training partner within his own faction to get him ready for that match. How do you see that one shaping up? Because it does appear Haas is really hell-bent on facing Moses. Is he biting off more than he can chew?
It's tough to say, man. When you look at both these guys' game tapes, since it is so short, Moose Haas technically looks unstoppable, right? And he's a guy that hasn't missed a question yet. I like that he's gunning for it. Amaru Moses is a man not to be trifled with, though. It was a guy that they talked about a lot coming into the league. We saw how he performed. They're not just bluffing. He can play. He's got the knowledge, and clearly his manager has faith in him. So, look, is Moose biting off more than he can chew? I don't quite know yet, but I do know that if you want to be the best, and if you want to be a competitor that players look to and fans look to as a top dog in the league, you got to start calling out the names that people care about.
You see all this rookie talent coming in really into every division here in the movie trivia Schmoedown, and I think I speak now for Andrew when I say I've never been happier to be behind the desk, having all the answers right here, just getting to ask questions. There's no pressure on us, bud.
No, it's so much better. You get to look at the game from a bird's eye point of view as opposed to down in the trenches, sweat. I mean, look, I know every single moment that these guys are going through. I know the goods, I know the bads, and I got to tell you, man, it feels way better to be up here with you.
It's a lot of fun on our lofty perch in our ivory tower. Now, if I find out you don't actually have a Ford Fusion, it all gets taken away. But thank you to Andrew Guy for being a spectacular broadcast partner here. Thank you to two worthy sporting competitors, new ones at that, in Moose Haas and Jacob Wittneben, their managers. Sam Levine and Tom Dagnino, the great Steph Sabra handling the post-game interview duties, and everybody here at Skybound, including our own Christian Harloff, the announcer extraordinaire. I'm just Mark Ellis saying thank you, and make sure you check out the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Patreon. Select which tier is right for you. That $10 tier is going to get you every pay-per-view match all year long, and the $20 tier allows you to come in, ask some questions with a whole lot of other fun bonuses. So check it out, see what works for you and your budget, and we'll see you here for another edition real soon of the Movie Trivia Schmoedown.
Bye, guys.
Oh.
Oh, man. Hey, dude. Hey, Juice. Well, that obviously didn't go the way that we wanted, but hey, I had fun. I accomplished some goals, and I'm sure with enough work, I'm sure we'll get it next time. And yeah, thanks again so much for your help. And yeah, what's going on, man?
You blew it. This was our shot. This was my shot. I was juicing the Jake. We were gonna take the Schmoedown. You blew it. You flushed it right down the toilet. Yeah, our shot. Yeah.
What do you mean our shot? You had nothing to do with the match. I was the one who played.
This was my chance. I put so much effort into the keytar video I did, and you blew it. It was pointless now.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Juice? We worked hard at this. I did the best that I could.
I mean,
I don't know.
Match. What do you want from the guy?
It wasn't good enough. That's the bottom line. It wasn't good enough.
What do you mean it wasn't good enough? And what do you mean our shot? I was the one out there putting my neck on the line the whole time.
He was the one competing,
Look, I spent all this time putting together, getting keytar stuff ready for you, but maybe I put my money in the wrong horse.
Or the wrong moose.
Horse? What do you mean?
Look, maybe I put my money in the wrong friend.
What?
Excuse me? The wrong friend?
Yeah.
Dude, we've been friends for years.
Look, man, bottom line, you're a loser.
Oh!
What?
Oh! He's switching sides!
You gotta be kidding. You have got to be kidding me.
Well, with a mustache like that.
Okay. Well, as much I know how much you love that crew, but dude, we can't leave the suspects. We're committed. We're on the team. Come on. Come on, dudes.
I never signed a contract.
Oh. Well, that's kind of sad to see. Friends losing each other over the Schmoedown, but well, it was a great match, I'll say that much. But, yeah, great debut for the Moose. Not so much of a great debut for Jacob. I mean, you see it all the time, hot shots flying in. thinking they can take their shot, thinking they can take the league by storm. I've definitely seen people say that in some of the matches that I've competed in. I may or may not have been one of those people at one point or another, but yeah, it's always sad when people fly so high only to fall on their face. Nothing against Jacob, obviously. He seems like a great guy, just, you know, to quote Mark and Andrew, bit off more than he can chew with the moose. I guess moose meat is not on the menu. I, by the way, got 14 questions right, and it's rare that the number of questions I answer is higher than the number of points that one of the competitors has in any given match. That shows you how not good his performance was. But again, like I said, it was his first match. It was the first time in this sort of setting. I don't know if he was ever in the fan leagues. I don't know. I haven't actually researched this guy, but I mean, the first match jitters is always going to happen. I certainly had one in my debut match in the fan leagues, but as soon as he has a few more matches under his belt, he learns to, you know, feel the water a little bit. I think he's going to do great in this league, and he's got a great manager in Sam, and he's got a great partner in Amaru Moses. So we'll see how that match is going to turn out. In any case, that's all I have to say on this match, well, another TKO for the Finns TKO exchange. So that's it for today, and I will see you guys maybe on another match if it's already dropped yet at this point, at this hour. So be right back. Possibly. See ya.
Hello again, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed this video, because I really enjoyed making it. So, if you like what you've seen here, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content like this. So, until next time, guys, I'll see you guys next time.